with you here at Aggie Baseball Media Day. Adam Young with head coach Brian Green. Year 5 for BG after a contract extension as well, BG. And do you get the feeling that expectations are as high as they have been during your tenure?
Yeah, I think that's safe to say. Well, I know certainly the expectations from the coaching staff are certainly there, and the players as well. We've got different conversations going on right now in the clubhouse, in the locker room, and on the field, and the expectations in terms of their performance are different. Expectations outside of the locker room and the program in here. Yeah, there's a different vibe, and it's pretty exciting. People are actually looking towards Aggie baseball. At our first pitch dinner last week, we sold 40 memberships into the Diamond Club. That's going to be jammed down there, so season ticket sales will probably take off and go. But yeah, the program has certainly changed in terms of expectations, and that's a good thing. That was the vision, and we're excited.
Part of the reason for the expectations is you returned 69% of your offense from last season. Is that the part of your team that has you most excited about this year?
The leadership and the feeling that we have right now within our club, that's probably the most exciting thing that we have. We've got a lot of returning pieces with the pitching staff as well. But yeah, anyway, it's very comforting, I think would be the best way to describe our offense. When you've got essentially your first 6 hitters back from a team that won the WAC tournament championship, went to a regional, that's pretty exciting. And they're better. They went out and they improved their skills. They've been really disciplined and dedicated at their approach and transferring that into their practice habits. And then our pitching staff as well, those guys, everybody wants just a little bit more. So we're excited, but you bring that type of experience back in terms of run production. That can allow you to just, be a little bit more relaxed just in terms of when you're looking at it on paper, you feel like you've got some pieces that have done some things here in the past.
You mentioned to us in the fall about how much power you have this year.
Yeah.
How is this team built offensively?
But we do have a lot of power, but we've got really, really good balance. We had some speed last year with Ortiz and Buttrell and Nick in particular, with Marcus still as well, but they're better base runners this year. They're more committed to wanting to do something aggressively at the top of the order, and I would certainly pretty safe to assume those 3 are going to be at the top of the order. But they can drive the baseball. Joey Ortiz has put on 10 or 15 pounds. Nick Gonzalez is in outstanding physical shape, and then you've got Carranza, and you've got Henderson, and you've got Enos and Noah Hopp, and you've got a lot of pieces in there. Tristan Peterson, a new piece. But we're strong physically, so we're really excited about that. Guys' swings are better. But in terms of describing our offense, we're going to have speed at the top and the bottom. We're going to certainly have threats at the bottom who can leave the yard. And we're going to have a lot of experience in the middle who are strong kids and have hit home runs in the past.
On the mound, you lose 2 All-Americans. How do you replace Kyle Bradish and Jonathan Grove?
Well, you don't, and I don't think you really try to replace them. You just do the best job that you can of our guys being who they can be and go. In fact, I saw Johnny walking into the engineering complex just a minute ago after lunch, but what an unbelievable career both of those guys had, and what a season both of them put together last year. So in terms of going into a year thinking that you're going to get 140 plus strikeouts or 11 plus wins, those are unbelievable individual achievements. But when Justin Dane, that comfort with Daner shutting out Alabama at their place, beating the Lobos 3 times, beating Arizona State and Tempe for the first time in the history of our program, that gives you a lot of confidence. He pitched really well in the WAC tournament, so he's been in that spotlight. Obviously, Brock was a guy who was always there when it mattered with 14 saves. So you look at those 2 guys just kind of sliding right up. Pinedo pitched a lot on Sunday last year for us. We've got weekend experience there. And then you look at a Chris Jefferson, a new addition to the program from NMJC. He's from Texas. And then Chance Roach has done a tremendous job. His ball is just coming out better. And you've got bullpen experience with a Wyatt Kelly as well. So we still have a lot of pieces that really were major contributors last year. We just don't have that big-time 1-2 punch. But, AY, when we went into it last year, I think about this time, we weren't really clear on who that closer was going to be. The next thing you've got a single save season leader. So things can change, but we like the pieces going in. We've got a lot of potentials.
Because of all those pieces, do you feel like the bullpen is deeper this year?
Yeah, I think Coach Kaliga would certainly tell you that, and we all feel that way. Anytime you go into it with 15 or 16 pitchers and you whittle it down, and by conference tournament time there's 8 guys who are contributing to you with meaningful contribution, you feel like this year, we feel like, that number could be 10, 11, 12 in the WAC tournament time. So we feel like we're much deeper in terms of guys who are able to come in, keep the ball down, throw strikes, and show you some version of a secondary pitch. So we're excited about our depth. It's the most we've certainly ever had.
You brought in a lot of top 30 Arizona guys. Are you getting a different caliber player now in recruiting?
We are. The regional certainly changed things. That was exciting for us. The conversations were different. The facility enhancement conversations were different from some of the boosters around the program. The kids that we were talking to, those conversations changed. The living rooms that we were entering into certainly changed just on reaching a regional. And you know, for us, it was validation of everything that we had said from a vision standpoint of what we wanted to do. And now being able to go into a living room and say, we said we were going to do this and we actually have achieved it. And this is how we've done it. And we're going to continue to build. But recruiting's going great. Arizona is a massive state for us. It's right down the street on Interstate 10. And we make a home there quite a bit. But the living rooms have changed, and that's a great thing for the program.
BG, let's finish with this. The vision, the 5-year plan that you had, I know you had a long plan in place whenever you got the job. Has this kind of exceeded expectations as you go into your 5th year?
You know, it's been a humbling experience in terms of the contributions from the athletic department and from the community and from the university administration. It just honored, you know, for us as a program and a coaching staff that everyone kind of chipped in and really wanted to make this thing go. But you know, from day one, AY as an alum, I've always felt like you could really do something special here in Las Cruces, in this community, with this weather, in this town. It's a college town with the players that we have. There's a lot of reasons why, and I think when I first got here, there were a lot of reasons why you couldn't, and we just don't talk that way. But the validation part has really been when we cast out that vision 5 years ago and said what we wanted to achieve and what we wanted to do. The cool part in recruiting now is that people, I believe, are being drawn to us as opposed to when we were casting it out and we were chasing. You feel like people are kind of being drawn to what matches with us. You know, not that we're an extreme caliber program, but when we talk about family and trust and relationships and truth building and culture, kids who are really invested and interested in that, they've chose our program. And then in knowing that and seeing that, that's the validation part for me, AY, was your vision really can become reality if you stick to it and you can really establish a brand. And I think our brand is holding true right now. And that's the exciting part for me. It makes us all feel good as a coaching staff.
BG, thanks so much. Good luck this year.
Thanks, AY.
That's Aggie head coach Brian Green.